Hello everyone, Kurt the Good Times Card Collector here. We are journey to 150k. We are on 140k today. Getting to the end, maybe. It is winding down. There are still quite a few boxes to go. So I'm feeling like we might be over the 150k, but we'll just have to see what we get. Starting off, we're looking at our different sports. Pretty much everything stays the same. As I get to this endpoint, these numbers don't move a lot, but baseball did gain 1%. So I had a lot of baseball cards in this 10,000 cards here so far. Next up, let's look at our brands. As you see, Upper Deck is still at the top, but we did have a switcheroo there with the Donruss and Topps. Upper Deck took a little bit of a hit this 10,000 cards. Donruss, I've apparently had a bunch of Donruss in, so they bumped up to 21%. Still fairly behind Upper Deck, but with consideration of the 91 Upper Deck monstrosity, Donruss is really hanging in there, and they're pretty close. They're actually close to behind there, and Topps still staying at the 18%, and Fleer at that 9% mark. Next up, we're looking at the years. As you can see, all pretty standard. Those first four, 91, 89, 92, 88, all in the top four. This looks like this time 1990 actually jumped into that final spot. But as you can see, 91 has a very strong hold on that first spot, 30,000 cards. 89 made a big run. As you can see, gained almost just over 4,000 cards out of the 10,000 were all 1989. So I hit a big chunk of something in there. Anyway, they're only at 14,000 still. And 92, a small gain, 8,100 cards. And then followed by 1988 with 7,000 cards. And then 1990 with the 6,800. After that, 1993 kind of fell off the list. They're still at like 5 grand. So right now, this is a pretty solid top 5 as far as card years go. And next up, we're looking at the card sets. As you can see, those top 3, 91 Upper Deck, 89 Donruss, 91 Donruss, all solid at the top 3. Then we had some switching around there at the bottom, though. 1988 Donruss and 91 Stadium Club are on the list. As you can see, we had some changes. So Upper Deck, no new cards. Believe it or not, 10,000 cards entered, 0 were 91 Upper Deck, which is quite a shocker for me. So that really cut into their lead. As you can see, they're only at 15% now, which is a huge part of my baseball collection. But still, Donruss made a nice jump, as you can see there. 89 Donruss to 7,600 at second spot. 91 Donruss stayed the same, still 4,200. 88 Donruss got a little bit of a lift there up to 3,500, got them that 4th spot. Then Stadium Club stayed the same, is still in that 5th spot with that 3,400. After that is 89 Topps, which is pretty close still with 3,300. And then it drops way down with 87 Fleer. So it's pretty much, these are the top 5 right now. Unless I hit a huge pocket of something, it's probably going to stay like this next week or next 10,000 cards, is what I'm thinking at least. Now as we look at the teams, there's always a lot of switching around the teams. They're all pretty close. I mean, Mariners are pretty solid on top. They have the 4,800. Athletics, happy to say, finally have moved in that 2nd spot. Finally knocked out the Red Sox into that 2nd hole, 4,600. But they are still right behind the Red Sox. Only 30 cards behind the A's. Yankees somehow just cemented into that 4th spot. Although 4,619, they are still right behind the Red Sox. Then after that, it drops off a little bit. We had the Mets with 4,565, and then the White Sox also 4,528, so also very close. After that, the White Sox is the Cincinnati Reds. They're at like 4,400. So right now, we're looking at Mariners pretty solid, but then these next 3, A's, Red Sox, Yankees, are all pretty close there. These could all switch around, although I hope that the A's can stay in that 2nd slot, but we'll just have to see how it goes. And on to one of my favorite parts, the player collection. Griffey, a small gain, a few more Griffey cards in there, 1247, followed by Nolan Ryan, who's been pretty solid in that 2nd spot pretty much the whole series. I don't know, can't remember when he wasn't in that 2nd spot, but he actually had a pretty nice little gain, over 400 cards now, Nolan Ryan. Tony Gwynn and Cal Ripken Jr. are something kind of to watch, along with Mark McGwire. They're all really close. Gwynn and Ripken flip-flopped this 10,000. You can see Gwynn's on top with 350, solid numbers, but Cal Ripken Jr. also had a nice gain, 347. So those two are neck and neck. And then Mark McGwire in that distant 5th place at 345. So the difference, 5-card difference between 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So those 3 I feel like are going to be switched around all over the place. After that, it's quite a drop off. 6 is Clemens with like 296, then Bonds and Maddox and Boggs, and they're all in the mid 200s. So it's really these 5 are the solid 5, and I don't know how things are going to shake up with Gwynn, Ripken, and McGuire, but it's going to be close unless I hit a huge pocket of cards of one of the players. All right, next up, let's look at the card types here. Autographs bumped up a little bit, mem a little bit, serial number cards a little bit. Rookies have stayed suits, they're still 8%. Hall of Famers dropped a little bit. I still had a nice gain on Hall of Famers, just not compared to my non-Hall of Famers. And of course, the Hall of Fame rookie cards continues to grow, and I'm happy to see that slowly but surely rise up. I don't know if I'm going to make it to the 500 card mark that I'd hoped when I started, but I'm still going to have some solid numbers there with my Hall of Fame rookie cards. And we'll take a quick look at completed sets. There were no new completed sets during this 10,000 cards, so we're looking the same at 140 as we were at 130. We did make some improvements on some of our near complete sets that are above 90%. 91 Donruss, 88 Donruss bumped up closer. 88 Donruss, 99.4% complete, so close. 94 Classic at 99%. 90 Donruss and 89 Upper Deck, all getting close to that 100% finished. And then we had a new set, the 2009-10 Upper Deck Draft Edition Basketball, which I had just about a complete set, 98.6. So those are all getting close to that complete set status. And that concludes this video for 140K. Join us next time when I finally get to 150K. We'll see how things are looking. Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want, leave a comment down below. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you won't miss any of my future videos. Well, have a good one.